Hello everyone, welcome back to my Pokemon White walkthrough. Today we are in the Tower of Heavens looking for the gym leader of Fukiosa City so we can get our badge and keep going. These people are mourning their dead Pokemon because apparently, guess what? You can actually kill Pokemon somehow, I don't know. I guess they just get tired of battling or something, I'm not really sure, but they wear out and die, not just get KO'd. Not really sure on the mechanics of Pokemon lifespans, but apparently they have one. I've never seen a Pokemon die on my team, though, so guess that's good. Okay, I believe we haven't seen this Pokemon yet, not sure, but it is a Rigori, and it has one more evolution after this, and I think it's a waste. I think that it had potential to evolve one more time, but they didn't do that. So easily taken out by an Aqua Jet. It's probably a Psychic Rock Pokemon, I'm not sure. I know this one, however, is a Psychic Pokemon, and it's the pre-evolution of Rankarusu. It's Uniron. And Uniron is running away from my dude's bite. But you'd run away too, if you had a freaking ginormous sea turtle coming after you with chompers, like, ready to bite your freaking head off. And, thankfully, due to dudes/rock type, he is resisting that air attack by Shinpora quite nicely. Before I had Dude, I had difficulties taking on Shinpora. Hell, even my Migroku had some trouble, if you remember when I was first training him. But now he's a Warubieru, and he's not going to be taking shit from much more Pokemon anymore. Fully evolved, fully capable, overconfident reptiles. And we're not going to fight him. Again, I'm going to have to cut out the Pokemon wild encounters, guys, just to cut down on the time limit. In fact, I'm not even sure if we're going to make it out of this tower today. I mean, I know we're going to make it out of the tower today because I post about like 3 videos a day, but I don't know if we're going to find the gym leader in this episode. But it's a good time to check out the Tower of Heavens and take on some Pokemon. Also train my Pandora here, because he hasn't gotten some action in a while. And Bug Bite will be quite effective against that Shiki-Jika. It is a grass type. It's funny, I remember seeing Shiki-Jika and thinking that it was going to be a pre-evolution of Stantler. But our poor Stantler from the 2nd Gen series did not get any improvements. Not any that I know of. You know, other than the new attacks it could probably learn and the new move tutors around. But I haven't really explored into the move tutors that much to really see that much of an effect. Although I never used Stantler, so I guess it doesn't matter. Man, for all these mourning people, they're sure in an angry mood. Oh, my Pokemon's dead. I'm gonna fight you. Look, this guy doesn't even know what he's feeling. He's happy with a kid in a grave and wants to fight. It's just a mix of emotions. And look at that. The annoying Imanga returns. Well, he'll be no match for us. Our team is much tougher than last time. We faced an Imanga in great masses, which was the Raymond City Gym. Okay, let's see. We're going to switch him out because that Imanga is actually strong enough to take out my Morbus. And Sarcosuchus, not affected by electric type moves. So, we're going to smash him. Yep, originally when Migroku faced all those Imangas, he only had ground-type moves and a dark-type move. Not even that good of a ground-type move either. I think it was like Sand Tomb or some other nonsense than that. Okay, so now we're going to face a Hidaria. Okay, so, man, back to the White walkthrough, guys, huh? Been quite a weekend for me. I was doing all kinds of stuff with Pokemon Black and catching legendaries, facing Elite Four member. Yep, good stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I go through quite an extent to bring you guys the best content on Pokemon possible. Something I just wanted to mention, I'm not sure if you guys have been noticing, but on every video, and if it's not there yet, that just means I haven't gotten to editing it, but on every video, I put a next button, basically, on each side of the top of the video. So you can click back to see a previous episode, or you can just go forward to see the next episode, if it's uploaded, of course. And I do put these into a playlist, so if you ever want to watch them all in a series, then you're good to go. Not sure if anybody noticed that, but it is a nice little touch that I try to make easier for people. That Kurumiai, or what is that? Kurumayu, that's right. Yeah, that thing's just delaying its death with Protect. That's like the worst kind of AI, is when, yeah, see, just like that. The user uses Protect, but it's not like he's even getting a stat boost or anything. It's just pointless. I guess it's meant to waste my power points, but that's just a minor annoyance when there's a Pokemon Center right outside. Plus, there's elixirs and potions, so it's just very unintelligent artificial intelligence. Yep, so we got TM61. Good stuff. Let's keep going up these winding stairs. I must say I like the way this place is designed. It's very cool. And I'm going to take on all these guys in here because, quite frankly, I need the experience points before we take on the Fukuosa City gym. Not exactly sure who I'm going to let take on the gym, because usually I like making one Pokemon go forward and taking on all the experience. Might be Dude, since he has Ancient Power, and Rock-type moves are very effective against Flying types. So that could be the case. So I don't have any Pokemon with electrical moves, nor do I have any Ice-type moves. So probably going to rely on Dude most of the time. And again, more stalling. Well, I think... Well, yeah, it's not going to matter. Good. Awesome. I was going to say, I think that Defense Curl's really not going to do much, because Bug Bite will still do significant amount of damage. I don't have any Bug Buzz on this Amorbus. And I'm not sure if you can learn it, but it might be possible. That would seem slightly feasible, at least. But the reason I say that is because Bug Buzz is a special attack, as opposed to Bug Bite, which is just physical. And if you guys didn't know, Defense Curl is only going to raise defense, so special moves are going to be just as effective. They're not going to lose any effectiveness by the Defense Curl. I don't know if I'm stating the obvious here, but some people don't know all the mechanics of Pokemon. So therefore, I will like to state them. It's like I mentioned before, it's kind of funny thinking that not every person starts out with the first generation of Pokemon, but it's very true. A lot of people started out with Diamond and Pearl, some with Fire Red and Leaf Green, so I guess they were on the first generation, but in a different sense they were on the first generation. They had GBA wireless functionality, which that was pretty cool. You really see that Pokemon is bridging the gap when it comes to any system that Nintendo has. You know, when it was on the GBA, they had, or even going back to the Game Boy Color, for sheesh sakes, I mean, the classics used a trade link cable, and that opened up the possibilities for portable multiplayer. And then later on GBA with Fire Red and Leaf Green, they had the wireless adapters that came with the games. I think that's partially why it did so well, but also it was a remake of Kanto, so how could you not love that game? So it had that, where it bridged the gap to the DS, where the DS had wireless built in. And I'm not really sure if other GBA games took the initiative to take the wireless adapters that the Pokemon Company came up with and instituted it into their games, but later on we saw the DS come out, and bada bing bada boom, it has wireless connectivity in it. No adapters, no nothing. I remember for a while, since I live on the East Coast, I do visit the Nintendo World store often, or as often as I can, you know. It's kind of an expensive trip to do, depends, but I like to do it when I can, and especially when there's events going on. But I remember in the days of transition when you couldn't have just a Game Boy Advance, because the Game Boy Advance SP was out, and for some reason the connectors wouldn't connect right on those things. So you have to bring a cable, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy SP, and the wireless adapters in a whole bag with all the games you wanted to trade and battle with. And now it's just been streamlined to one cartridge, one DS, and all the Pokemon you could want. That's always a cool thing for me to think about, is just how far my Pokemon have actually come with me. You know, I've fought with them far back as Ruby and Sapphire and Colosseum, Gale of Darkness. They've come from all over the place. Events, GameCube, Game Boy. No Game Boy Color, of course, because there was no connection between those generations, but still, they've come pretty damn far. And now they're going to break out onto the 3DS. It's like when the Wii first came out, Pokemon Battle Revolution, although not a great game, did have some cool features in there, like controlling your options. I wouldn't say controlling your character, but controlling your moves with the DS as a controller. It had wireless for... Actually, I think it was like the first Wi-Fi game that you could randomly hook up with people and just battle. No friend codes, no questions asked. So really, Pokemon has been pushing the boundaries of Nintendo systems ever since it first came out. That's why I think you'll never see Pokemon disappear, as long as Nintendo is around. They're pretty much a joint company at this point that depends on each other for intuitive ideas and game design. I know there hasn't been anything officially announced for the 3DS, but in certain interviews you hear with Shigeru Miyamoto, he says certain games like Star Fox and Zelda, and how jumping onto, not logs, but stumps in Mario 64 is something rather difficult because it's a 3D game and you're in a 3D world, but you're looking at it in a 2D screen, if you get what I'm trying to say here. And basically it makes things harder to hit, but with the 3DS, it's not going to be. But he also mentioned Pokemon in there. And while the other titles that I just mentioned previously had announced and confirmed games waiting on the 3DS, just like Mario Kart and not Mario 64, but Zelda's Ocarina of Time is coming out on the 3DS. So, you know, it can only lead me to believe that they've got something in the works already for the 3DS and Pokemon. And we just see that Black and White is another one of those transitional games where, okay, you don't have full tag mode capabilities in the DS system because it wasn't programmed in there, but you can have it with your game. And that's pretty cool. I intend on going to... Actually, I don't know if I intend on going to Nintendo World then, because I'll probably be off to college. So I can't really take my DS and connect up with other players, but when I do visit back home, I'll go to the Nintendo World store and try out the tag mode feature. It's pretty cool because it tries to work itself around the DSi's limited capabilities, and really it pushes the hardware to the limit. You know, perhaps the DS system can't support full 3D battles. You know, perhaps it would just look too polygonal and rather ugly. I could believe that. But if Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, I believe that's what's coming out on the 3DS. I'm not sure, but pretty sure. You know, if that can come out on the 3DS with the beautiful graphics that it does, if you just want to look up trailers, go ahead. But I am certain 3D Pokemon will come out on the 3DS. If they don't, I don't understand what their problem is, but it's just seeming like a chance they can't miss. And I think we can probably expect one more Pokemon game to come out on the Wii before the Wii retires, which people are already speculating is going to happen soon. And, you know, it's a bummer because I enjoy my Wii system for more than just games. I use it for entertainment purposes, like playing DVDs and watching things on my hard drive through a system called Orb. It's a server system, so it's completely legal. All you got to do is check out orb.com or orb.net. I'm not sure. Finally, that Mammon Bow died. And look at that. Sven's gonna evolve. Yeah, so check out Orb, and you can go to the site on your Wii on the internet browser, which, by the way, is now free. And if you hook up the files you want to see, so you set up different files on the server, you could watch them on your Wii, listen to your music, watch your videos that you have. It's pretty cool. So, little known thing. It's all completely free, completely legal. And now Sven is going to evolve. Shinobi has evolved into Gerudo, the royal Pokemon. Alright guys, we'll end it off here.